Hello, I'm Jon Sermon, church minister in Suffolk in the UK, and I'm here as I have been for a couple of months now throughout the lockdown, offering encouragement videos most days as a result of the circumstances we find ourselves in with the coronavirus pandemic and so on. And indeed, I'm glad to be able to offer you some encouragement today from an experience I've had this morning, and that was the funeral of someone who had become a friend as well as a member of my congregation. And you know, even now there's still significant restrictions in terms of social distancing and what we can and can't do, and numbers allowed at a funeral service and so on. And despite that, the atmosphere and the whole occasion was one of genuinely paying tribute to this person's life and everything that he has meant to me and to many others, the family especially. What came over, well, there were several things that came over, but one of them was the significant truth that here was someone who, having placed his trust in Jesus Christ, had absolute faith that his future, even beyond this life, is in God's hands. And so his assurance of faith transferred to an assurance to all of us. Now, one of the things we need to really latch onto is you don't have to be close to death or to die or to be at someone's funeral for that significance to sink in. That God is offering us all that reassurance, even though it may be decades away, or it may be any time, because none of us ever really know. But an assurance for beyond this life is on offer to anyone by trusting in Jesus Christ. But not only that, as indeed this friend of mine had lived out for all the time leading up to the end of our earthly life. Placing faith in Jesus Christ makes a difference for now as well as a promise for the future. I heard a quote attributed to the boxer Muhammad Ali, which, whether accurately or not, I don't know, and which sums up a lot of how a lot of people seem to think, particularly if they are skeptical about Christianity. And it refers to pie in the sky when we die. And apparently Muhammad Ali was on record saying, I'm not interested in pie in the sky when I die, but something sound on the ground while I'm around. Lovely saying, with a nice ring to it. And yet the reality is that although the promise of Jesus Christ, yes, it absolutely is a safe place for eternity with our God to those who trust him. Although that's true, it isn't only that. Christianity is offering, if you like, pie in the sky when we die, but also absolutely something sound on the ground while we're around. And as we continue in this lockdown easing and change of circumstances, aware that coronavirus is still real and with us and still a threat, aware of all the precautions we need to take, as we travel into the adventure of doing church life and every aspect of life differently, honestly, Jesus is offering us something to rely on, not just for when we die, but to be sound on the ground while we're around. It is through faith in Jesus Christ that I and many others are aware of being carried through these difficult circumstances, even though we may face illness, bereavement, restrictions on our way of living our life, and so much more. Placing your trust in Jesus Christ can really make all the difference. God bless you.